Hello, friends, and welcome to Ashes of Creation. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the SandSqaull Desert biome to figure out what is gatherable out in the sandy wastes. The biome is meant for level 10 to 35 players and has 5 different zones. For the level 10 zones, you have Sunhaven, Ithanar, and Asmaran. For the level 25 to 35 zones, you have Dejina, Squall's End, which are currently not as well developed as the other three in the current version of the game. The desert, unlike all the other biomes, has the most clarity when seeing gatherable nodes. From trees, plants, and even rocks, being able to see what's in the distance and over the dunes makes the desert one of the easiest places to gather materials. Soon, the entire way we gather is going to change. For this video, and all videos going forward, I won't be talking about what's static in a biome. The reason why is coming with the newer update, the only static mats will be on clusters. Otherwise, your gathering stats from your tools, artisan gear, and guild bonus will be playing a much bigger role. No longer will the best gathering method be how many timers you can set, but instead, knowing where to find the resource. And with that out of the way, let's get into it. For novice miners, you have the options of sandstone. That's really it. But don't worry, where there's no option, it makes up for it in the amount there is. The region has some of the densest rock clusters you'll find anywhere in Vera. There are some outcroppings that have over 100 rocks, easily all tightly packed together. Sandstone has a chance to drop zinc, copper, and rubies. Sadly, there aren't any unique metals or gems out here as of date, but there are plans to be in the future to add some in the master tier. For apprentice miners, there's slate, which has a chance to drop tin and emeralds. The SandSqaull Desert also has a region-specific mineable being obsidian. Obsidian doesn't have any procs from it at the moment, so you'll have to make do with just the rock. For journeyman miners, you have limestone, which only drops sapphires and irons in this biome. Whenever I decide it's time to hunt limestone, I always go out to the desert, as there are not many players out here, and you can see them from far off in the distance, unlike hunting for them in other biomes. One thing miners should consider about this region is sandstone doesn't have very much rarity as the other nodes around Vera, like basalt or granite. But it can make up for that in a higher chance to produce metals than other rocks. You can easily leave with over 100 of both metal types, being zinc and copper, after a single hour of hitting sandstone. When in need of bulk common metals, there's no better place than the desert. For novice lumberjacks, you have two options, being date palm and acacia. You can find date palm near the rivers and any oases, while acacia can be found up high and in the canyons. Date palm make great novice level caravans at 2x6 at epic quality. For apprentice lumberjacks, you can find Saburo cactus, which currently has no uses in the game, but that's surely to change as crafting gets more fleshed out in the future. These can be found near water and along the edges of cliffside where you can find shade. For journeyman lumberjacks, you have the Joshua tree, which can house a 4x9 caravan at epic quality, being the most in the game at this time. These caravans being able to carry 36 crates make the best caravanners end game goal. But be warned, these cost a lot to make, and any guild would be drooling to find one of these out in the wild. So most of the time, the investment isn't really worth the risk. For novice herbalists, you can find agave and poppy in large amounts, all bundled together in large quantities throughout the region. Unlike what you might think, there are more than enough plants to pick, to the point where if you need to level herbalism, it's very easy to do so here. For apprentice herbalists, there are bluebells and moonbells. In the future, we are likely to see the barrel cactus, but they're currently not in the game. For journeyman herbalists, you can find the occasional spindlevine, otherwise, there's no high tier plants in this region. For novice hunters, you have scorpion broodlings. There are no static huntables of these, so you have to kill large swaths of the creature and wait for them to respawn as huntables. Be warned, the drop chance for the mount is very, very low. There are multiple cases where people have killed over 150 to 200 scorpions, then petted them to walk away with nothing. So you might want to keep that in mind. But for a novice mount, it outspeeds most mounts in the game until journeyman quality. So a lot of people come out here early on in the server to try and get a fast mount. For the lackluster choices for the novice, it starts picking up for apprentice hunters. Apprentice hunters can now hit large scorpions along with day striders and hippos. Just like with scorpion broodlings, they're found from killing giant scorpions. Day striders and hippos have set spawn points. Day striders are found in the many watering holes in Eithnar and Sunhaven. Hippos can be found on small oases lounging about in the water. For journeyman hunters, you have alligators, SandSqaull komodos, basilisks, and wormlings, and a single iguana up in the northern reaches of Sunhaven, bordering Mirlith, hiding out on a little outcropping. You can only find basilisks at nighttime in the desert near caves and large rock formations. There aren't many spawns, and they're very highly contested. Your best bet to get one is to be there right as they spawn in at server takeover into nighttime. Otherwise, you're bound to never see one of these. You can find wormlings on high cliff tops overlooking the desert. Most of these spawns are where Sunhaven, Eithnar, and Azmoran all share a borderline. You can find SandSqaull komodos in Azmoran's deep desert dunes. This guide is coming out before the sport fishing update. Yada yada. You know the drill if you've been watching the other videos in the series. So let's just go get into what you can catch. For novice fishermen, you can catch the speckled dace. For apprentice fishermen, you can catch the SandSqaull pufffish. For journeyman fishermen, you can catch the gillichup. Some good places to fish in the region are right outside Eithnar city gates. This is one of the most popular fishing spots in this region as it's close to a vendor. So if you need fishing friends, set up a chair, click your button, and get to typing in global chat. Otherwise, to the east of Azmoran, near the harbor caravanserai, you sometimes find scouts watching for caravels, pretending to be fishermen, while waiting for their prey. If you're looking to watch some shenanigans while fishing, this can be a fun place to set up and fish, even if it's a little out of the way. Now, for some overall tips that can help you in this region, you can find all the Riverland materials at the server boundaries from the west portion of Sunhaven along the beach all the way to the northern stretch of Eithnar. For miners out there, when hunting for slate and limestone, Degina and Squall's End doesn't have many people going through there and has the most sandstone nodes, but they don't have as many plants. When hunting for plants, stick to the rivered canyons of Sunhaven and Eithnar, where the largest amount of gatherables are. For mob watch out, there's currently a few you should be watching out for. The first is the overcharged crystal golems. Without gear or the knowledge about how to fight them, they can prove problematic for lower level players. The giant scarabs have a lot of stun locking abilities and can quickly lock you in place to get murdered by other mobs. AFK Mount Riders beware. Deep in the dunes, 5 different spawn locations, a damning creature named Skla Rasha, Mother of Pain, is waiting to steal your hard-earned materials. Many a gatherer have died running through what you might think is an open field, but be careful. Being alt-tabbed while auto-running has its price. Overall, this zone is very well flushed out, and there are many reasons to go, head out, and interact with the biome, unlike when it first launched 7 months ago. The devs have listened to feedback from the playtesters, and you can really see that in the way the region has developed to this day. I'm looking forward to when they add some of the master materials to the game, and add even more to the biome. But even without them, the desert can prove to be very lucrative. Overall, I'd say lumberjacks and hunters come out on top when gathering in this biome. For this current iteration of the game, they have more chances to make money and more options for people looking to buy their wares than the other professions. Next time, we will be looking at the Jundark, so expect a video in the coming days. If you have questions, comments, or just feedback, feel free to leave a comment and I might come to answer if I feel like it. But until next time, stay safe and see you in the land of Vera.